Hey everybody, and welcome back to another One Everything Wednesdays Mr. B edition. That's right, we're back again. We got all these packs that we had on our shelf just kind of kicking around. You'll notice that a lot of them are draft boosters, in fact. I don't think there's a single set booster here this week. Oh, there's one. A set booster of Dungeons & Dragons Baldur's Gate. So, anyway, we got 10 packs here. If you're unfamiliar with the series, welcome. We're going to be opening up all of these packs. Anything worth $1 or more is going to go into the Patron pile, which is a pile of cards we give away to our patrons each month. Yeah, if you want to get in on that, you can go over to patreon.com/MrBevers and take a look. You get lots of rewards like grab bags and bundles and things like that. Then, of course, a card from the Patron pile. So always some good stuff. We got Dungeons & Dragons, the first Dungeons & Dragons. Forgotten Realms is up first. Let's see what we find. Commons, the only common we need to look for in here is, of course, Deadly Dispute. Grim Bounty, not so much. Looks like we might have one of the showcase lands in the back. So we'll have to see how that goes. Goblin Morningstar is the first uncommon. Sudden Insight, Divine Smite. None of those ones are over $1 as far as I'm aware. Of course, the price will come up in the top right corner. Dragon Turtle as our rare for the first pack. And then there you go. See, and it's foil too. Foil Dungeon Descent in the showcase art. That looks really cool actually in foil. It's very hard to see it on camera, but like the art is foiled basically, and then like the yellow strip at the top is foily and the text is foily. And then the rest of the card is kind of like a matte foil, so like it doesn't shine as much, but that's okay. It looks really nice in person. And then of course you got your Dungeon of the Mad Mage and an island. Let's see what we find in the next pack. Kaldheim, going back to the cold, right? Again, I don't think there's any commons of note that we need to worry about too much. We got a Cole, the Forge Master. We got a Surtland Frostpire. We got Forging the Tyrite Sword. None of those, I don't think. And then our rare for the pack is a Dragonkin Berserker, which is a fun little card. And then, of course, a Snow-Covered Forest, which I don't know if it's over $1 or not, but all the snow-covered lands are always nice to see. We got a Crimson Vow pack next. Let's see what we find in here. If it, provided it wants to open up. Let's see. Let's go. Again, no commons, I don't think, of note that we need to worry about too much. There's an Evolving Wilds, not really anything to write home about there. Cobbled Lancer, Wandering Mind, Distracting Geist, which flips into, of course, the clever Distraction. There you go. Oh, there you go. That's a nice hit. We'll take that. Hopeful Initiate is gone up in price like crazy, and I think it will continue to spike. What with the the next set we're going to being a heavy artifact set. This is going to be a big one that like helps you just constantly remove those pesky artifacts off the table. So it's going to see a lot of play in standard. We got a nice mountain there, and then a boar and a flip card. Yeah, Hopeful Initiate's a very good hit there. We got Throne of Eldraine is next. Let's see if we can't hit one of those big ticket green mythics, right? That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Again, commons. I don't know if there's anything specific in the commons that we need to be worried about. A couple uncommons, I think, in Throne that we need to be worried about, but I don't think we're going to see them here. Let's see, Frogify, Redcap Melee, and Cauldron's Gift. Now, it doesn't seem like it. I think it's like, what, Cauldron's Familiar and Witch's Cauldron, that kind of stuff. And then there's like Smothering, whatever. Our rare is a Witch's Vengeance, which is a -3/-3 for a chosen creature type. Creatures of the creature type of your choice get -3/-3. Oh, and we do get a foil spinning wheel. Little 3-mana rock right here. Not nearly as good as the 3-mana rock that I previewed for Wizards. Thank you to Wizards for that. That was a pretty spicy little meatball. If you missed that, you should go back and check it out. The video is up on YouTube right here somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, you can go check it out. Maybe I'll link it at the end of the video. I don't know. We got Zendikar Rising next. We got a couple showcase cards here in the commons. That's pretty cool. Again, I don't think too many commons in Zendikar Rising we need to worry about. In the uncommon slot, we've got, of course, the lands that can be worth some dollary dues. We got Thundering Rebuke, Canyon Jerboa, and we got Kabira Takedown. I don't think this is one of the ones. I think you want the black one or the green one, which is, of course, Balaged Recovery or Malakir Rebirth. And it flips into the Kabira Plateau. And our rare is a Nighthawk Scavenger, which is not a bad little card. Seeing a lot of play actually in Jumpstart these days. And, you know, of course, who doesn't like the blue-black rogue deck, right? Everybody loves it. We got Pressure Point as a foil there, and a nice full art forest with a checklist card. Next up, Midnight Hunt. We haven't hit a mythic yet, right? So we're due for a mythic out of these packs. I'm sure of it, right? So it must be a Meat Hook Massacre out of this pack. Well, there's a Consider right up front, and that's the only common, I think, in the set that's worth, a couple bucks. So Consider, not a bad little hit right on the front there. We'll take it. This one sees a lot of play right now, mainly because it's a 1-mana cantrip that puts a counter on something that, you know, then also has a flashback of only 1 mana, so like you can do it twice, which is pretty nice. And there's a bunch of stuff coming out with like Heroic again, I think, in Dominaria. Is that correct? Is that what I saw? I think there is, like, or things where you can target it and it does things. We got Odric Outrider. I haven't looked at a lot of the previews, right? Thermo Alchemist, Winterhorn Blessing. And I see we got a mythic, but it wasn't the mythic. I called a mythic, but it wasn't the mythic I was looking for. We got a Poppet Stitcher, which is, you know, it's still a mythic, right? Flips into, of course, the Poppet Factory, which is a fun little one. Creature tokens you control lose all abilities and have base power and toughness 3/3. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you may transform Puppet Factory back into, of course, this man, who makes a bunch of 2/2s whenever you cast an instant or sorcery. That's it. That's all it is. You can just make your 2/2s into 3/3s if you want. We got that nice plains, and then we got a foil here, and it's a foil showcase Dawnheart Rejuvenator. So there you go. The showcases are gorgeous. Oh, look, garbage. Wizards gave us some garbage. All right, we got Dungeons and Dragons, Baldur's Gate. Let's go. Let's see what we find. Got that art card for the Nothik, good old Nothik Island. Wilson, good old Wilson. Commons, I don't think we have anything of note here. We got an uncommon Skullport Merchant, which is a good little uncommon, but I don't think it's worth anything. We got a Mahadi Emporium Master. We got Split the Spoils. We got Val, Candlekeep Researcher. And then we got an Acolyte of Bahamut. Then we got a Etched Halcyon Emerald Archdruid. And then we've got Lae'zel, Vlaakith's Champion. I think that's how you pronounce that. I honestly don't know. Very good little card. And then we got a foil Bane's Invoker. And then a Pegasus token. Good old Pegasus token. No list card from the only set booster in the packs we opened this week. No list card. Unfortunate, right? We're into New Capenna now. I don't know if there's any commons again in New Capenna that we need to be worried about price-wise. We got a Citizen's Crowbar. Again, if I miss anything, if you see anything in here, let me know in the comments below, and I'll pop it up I'll make sure I go grab it out of the pile and put it into the Patron pile. We got a Courier's Briefcase and a Rocco Cabaretti Caretaker. Or Caterer, I should say, Caterer. And we got another Mythic. We got an Angel of Suffering, which is actually an interesting little card. This card does a lot of work in decks that care about reanimation. Because if you have a deck that focuses on reanimating your own yard, like if your commander is like, let's say, the Scarab God or something like that, this card does so much work because it essentially preserves your life total and puts things into the bin for you, which is pretty great, to be honest. So this card, I'm surprised, is not a little bit more expensive than it is, because it does have a very good, return on investment, basically. Yeah, it's only a 5/3 for 5, which is maybe a little weak. It dies to bolt, that kind of stuff. Sure. But in Commander, how often is your opponent going to have bolt, right? Not that often. Not that often. All right, what do we got? Starlit Mantle. We got this is Theros Beyond Death here. Again, commons, I don't know if there's anything too particular. Destiny Spinner in the uncommons, right? We got Wolf Willowhaven, Rise to Glory. Speaking of Destiny Spinner, there it is. Look at that. Nice little piece there for the puzzle. And a Nyx Lotus. That's a nice little rare. We'll take it. It's not like super high price value. They printed a ton of these as promos in a bunch of various products. But it's still a great little card. So, I mean, it enters the battlefield tapped, but then you can tap it and choose a color, and you add an amount of mana equal to the devotion to that. If you're unfamiliar with devotion, and devotion is how many of the mana symbols you have amongst permanents you control. So like, you know, if you had all these green creatures in play, you'd have 1, 2, 3, right? If you had this black creature in play, you'd have 2, 4 just from the black creatures, which is pretty nice. We're into Kamigawa as the last pack for this week. Let's see what we find. Again, this pack is backwards, so we need to like do the weird Kansas City shuffle. So that's there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this should be your checklist, and that should be your land. So there's our land. So there you go. We got a nice little we got a full art from Theros, we got a full art from Kamigawa. Very nice. Commons in Kamigawa, I don't think there's anything of note particularly. We do have, of course, that long Reach of the Night, which you all saw there, which flips into, of course, the Animus of Night's Reach. And then we've got Thirst for Knowledge, which is a little reprint that came out. We got the Ghost Shintai of Hidden Cruelty, very good card in Limited. And then we've got a Prosperous Thief. And then we got, holy smokes, we got a Boseiju, Who Endures. There it is. That is the land that everyone was hyped about when this set came out, because it's a 2 mana, or in this case 1 green, basically, if you control a legendary creature, to basically destroy an artifact, an enchantment, or non-basic land that your opponent controls and let them go search. And because it's a channel ability, they can't counter it. They can stifle it, but they can't counter it. So, you know, lots of really cool stuff you can do there. So there you have it, folks. Some really good stuff for this week for the patrons. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope you all enjoy, and as always, may your pulls ever be better.